Well, folks, here we are at close to the end of the season here. Now we're getting another nice week of weather. So we do have our Romas here. We picked, 90% of them, and I showed you that in the last video that were out there. We do tend to have a little bit of spotting on the leaves. As you can see, for some reason, I haven't figured out what causes the spotting on the leaves. If you can see here, some of the spots. It tends to do that during the end of the season for some reason, and we still have quite a few Romas on there, real little ones, not real big. A lot of them are pretty small yet, but they'll have time to grow. And these are our green beans, and we got so many green beans this year off 2 green bean plants. And if you look at some of the earlier videos, you'll see the little baby green beans in the box. But this year they did really well, and as you can see, even through the frost we have several green beans starting to grow again. Like right here and here, and then down here yet. There's a couple more. And we got green beans as big around as this pinky, which is pretty damn big, and about anywhere between 8 and 9 inches long. Many green beans. A few bags of them. And so, 2 green bean plants is enough for 2 people, to have dinners throughout the season. And depending on, if you're going to can and whatnot, you'll need a lot more. So you'd have to take this box, and make it like 6 to 8 feet long and do a row of green beans. That's what you'd have to do in order to do canning and whatnot, to get enough for canning. And this year, here's our tomato plants. I trimmed them up, as you can see. We had the frost, and I wanted to get them cleaned up because we had a bad storm. And it kind of beat them up a little bit, so I trimmed everything up real nice, and we had to cover things up for quite a few days. We didn't have a lot of sun over the last week, so it's been really cold. So there's quite a few tomatoes left on here. There's quite a few of them. We had some rain yesterday, so everything got watered. We're going to water again today. Maybe do some fertilizing since there's plenty of sun out here. Yeah, there's plenty of tomatoes left on this one yet. And we got some peppers still growing. Quite a few peppers. They kind of timmed over because we covered them up. But yeah, here's another nice big one starting to grow. We're getting closer to the finish. And a few there. But yeah, and then these are our strawberries. If you've seen in the last video, when we planted them, or in one of the other videos when we planted them, it was just outrageous. If you look here you can see them growing out of the bed. Well, I've trimmed probably 8 feet of these, these little limbs off the outside of the box, because they're growing down onto the deck. But yeah, these are our strawberries, and they're going ape shit. We didn't get any fruit on them this year because the breed that I got is a heirloom, and it won't actually grow the fruit till next season. So, but yeah, look at this bed. It just went, you seen the bed in one of the other videos, and now look at it. It's just monstrous. So I'll back up here and you can see it. Yeah, it's pretty full. And then down here, it's the end of the season. We had cucumbers, and the freeze kind of killed them off a little bit. So, because we didn't cover up this box, but we pulled all our broccolis, and all those are fresh spices, and they do good. They didn't have any problem in the cold. So, but if you look, you can tell the cucumbers got their butts kicked in the cold. They didn't do well in the cold, and the frost and freezing kind of killed them off a bit. But that's towards the end of the season. It's September now, and we got plenty of cucumbers off them this year. They're still growing, and you might see a few that are still alive, but most of it's pretty dead. But this is my other tray, my other large tray, and next year I think we're just going to do herbs. I'm going to take off the trellis, and we're just going to do herbs, and I'm going to put this trellis backing along the back half of another narrow box, a lot like the green bean box, only a couple 5-6 feet long. And then we'll grow cucumbers on that next year in that box, and we'll have 5-6 cucumber plants like we did here, but not so close. They'll be spaced out, and they'll be able to grow a little better and branch out a little better. So And then next year, this whole box will be filled with spices. I mean, just every kind of spice you can think of. This year we did, the one right standing out on its own is sweet basil, Italian sweet basil. We've got Italian oregano, which is the next one over to the left. The next one to the left is Italian parsley. And then the next one on the end is onion chives. So next year we're gonna be growing all spices in this box, and it'll just be a spice box. And then next year out in the yard we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6 more boxes, you know, and we'll be growing cucumbers and next year I'm not sure exactly what all we're gonna grow. I know we're gonna do spices, cucumbers, strawberries, tomatoes, green peppers, green beans, and we might even try broccoli again this year, or this next year, but it needs its own box and its own ability to grow and its own room. Yeah, broccolis are kind of a difficult plant to grow if you've never grown them, so you need to really baby them, and they need a lot of space to grow because they get great big giant, they get huge, so they need a lot of water and a lot of space. So thanks for listening. Have yourself a good afternoon, and TV0039 out. Gardening box update. Oops, sorry, let me rephrase. I'm trying to get used to this TV gardener label. I haven't stuck it to memory yet. TV gardener out.